The play is about Katherina Kate, a strong-willed and sharp-tongued woman, and Petruchio, a man who decides to marry her and tame her stubborn nature. Meanwhile, her younger sister Bianca is sweet and gentle, but she cannot marry until Kate is married. The story mixes love, trickery, and humor to show social expectations and marriage in Shakespeare's time. Main characters Katherina Kate, the Shrew, loud, smart, and stubborn. Petruchio, a clever man who wants to marry Kate for her money and tame her strong nature. Bianca, Kate's younger sister, gentle, obedient, and loved by many suitors. Lucentio, Bianca's main suitor, clever and romantic. Tranio, Lucentio's servant, who helps him secretly win Bianca. Hortensio, another suitor of Bianca, later marries a widow. Grumio, Petruchio's funny servant. Plot simple version introduction. Baptista, wealthy man, has two daughters, Kate and Bianca. Bianca has many suitors, but Baptista says she cannot marry until Kate is married. Petruchio and Kate. Petruchio hears about Kate's wealth and decides to marry her. He uses unusual and sometimes harsh methods to tame her stubbornness. Trickery, for Bianca Lucentio disguises himself as a tutor to get close to Bianca. With the help of his servant Tranio, he tricks Baptista and wins Bianca's love. Taming Kate. Petruchio tests Kate's patience and obedience with strange behavior. Eventually, Kate becomes respectful and obedient to ending. Both sisters are married, Bianca to Lucentio, Kate to Petruchio. Kate delivers a speech about a wife's duty, showing she has been tamed, though some interpretations suggest it's more about mutual respect. Themes, main ideas. Marriage and gender roles shows social expectations of wives in Shakespeare's time. Appearance versus reality. Many characters disguise themselves to achieve love, power, and control. The play explores how people use cleverness or authority in relationships. Love and humor. Funny situations arise from tricks, misunderstandings, and personality clashes. Fun facts. The play is a comedy, but some modern readers debate its message about taming women. Shakespeare often used disguises and mistaken identity for humor. The play has been adapted into many movies, shows, and musicals.
Katherina, Kate. Kate is the elder daughter of Baptista. She is very stubborn, loud, and quick-tempered, so people call her a shrew. At first, she fights everyone and refuses to marry, but after marrying Petruchio, she learns patience and respect, or pretends to. Petruchio is a brave and clever man. He wants to marry Kate for her wealth and fame. He is bold, funny, and controlling, and he uses tricks to tame Kate's stubbornness. Bianca is Kate's younger sister. She is gentle, sweet, and obedient, and all men love her. She cannot marry until Kate is married. With the help of Lucentio, she tricks everyone and marries the man she loves. Lucentio is in love with Bianca. He is romantic, clever, and patient. He disguises himself as a teacher to secretly woo Bianca and eventually wins her heart. Tranio is Lucentio's loyal servant. He is clever, funny, and helpful. He helps Lucentio disguise himself and arrange the marriage with Bianca. Hortensio is another man who wants to marry Bianca. He is funny and sometimes foolish. When Bianca chooses Lucentio, he marries a widow instead. Grumio is Petruchio's servant. He is funny, clever, and often complains. He provides comedy through his reactions to Petruchio's strange plans.
Act 1. Introduction of Kate. Katherina is introduced as the elder daughter of Baptista Manola, and she immediately shows her strong, stubborn, and quick-tempered personality. She is loud, outspoken, and refuses to obey anyone, which makes her feared by suitors and servants alike. Baptista announces that his younger daughter, Bianca, cannot marry until Kate is married, which angers Kate. She feels trapped and expresses her frustration, showing that she does not want to be controlled by society or her father. At this point, Kate is seen as sharp-tongued and rebellious, a real shrew in the eyes of the community. Act 2. Meeting Petruchio. Petruchio arrives and learns about Kate's fiery nature. Instead of being scared, he sees her strong personality as a challenge and decides to marry her. Kate meets Petruchio, and they exchange clever and sharp words, showing their equal wit. Kate tries to defend herself, arguing with Petruchio and showing her temper. But Petruchio remains confident and persistent. This act highlights Kate's intelligence and boldness, as she does not give in easily to anyone, even to a man who wants to marry her. Act 3. The courtship and resistance. Kate and Petruchio's relationship begins in earnest. Petruchio uses tricks and psychological games to test her patience. For example, he arrives late to their wedding and behaves strangely, wearing ridiculous clothes and speaking oddly, just to see how Kate reacts. Kate initially reacts with anger and sarcasm, refusing to submit to his unusual behavior. She is stubborn and combative, proving that she cannot be tamed easily. However, through these challenges, Kate begins to see the need to adapt to the situation, even if she does so reluctantly. Act 4. Taming in action. Petruchio continues to tame Kate through strict rules and unusual treatment. He denies her proper food and sleep, claiming that everything he provides is good for her, even if it seems harsh. Kate struggles with frustration, but gradually she begins to cooperate and show patience. She still has moments of cleverness, responding to Petruchio's words in subtle ways, which shows that her sharp mind is not gone. She is simply learning to balance her boldness with the demands of her marriage. Act 5. Transformation and final speech. By the final act, Kate has changed significantly in behavior. She delivers the famous speech about a wife's duty, telling other women that a wife should honor and obey her husband. This speech shows that Kate has become calm, respectful, and patient, or at least that she is acting wisely within her social world. Some interpretations suggest that she has genuinely changed, while others believe she is cleverly using her intelligence to navigate marriage while maintaining her identity. Kate contrasts sharply with Bianca, who is gentle and obedient from the beginning, highlighting Kate's journey from a fiery, independent woman to a more socially balanced and mature character. Overall, summary of Kate's character journey. Kate begins the play as a bold, stubborn, and outspoken woman, feared by all who meet her. She refuses to follow social expectations and fights anyone who tries to control her. Petruchio challenges her strong personality with clever tricks. And through patience, persistence, and unusual tests, Kate slowly adapts. By the end, she shows calmness, respect, and understanding, delivering her famous speech about a wife's duty. Despite her transformation, Kate's intelligence, wit, and independence remain, making her a complex, dynamic, and unforgettable character. Her journey highlights themes of gender roles, marriage, cleverness, and social expectations. And her fiery spirit provides both the comedy and drama that make the play memorable.
Act 1. Arrival in Padua. Petruchio is a confident and bold man who comes to Padua searching for a wealthy wife. When he hears about Katherina Kate, the strong-willed and sharp-tongued daughter of Baptista Manola, he is not afraid. In fact, He sees her fiery personality as a challenge and decides to marry her. Unlike other men who are scared of Kate, Petruchio is fearless and clever. He boldly approaches Baptista and asks for Kate's hand in marriage, showing his determination and confidence. His wit and charm are immediately clear, as he promises to love and care for Kate, despite her bad temper. Act 2 first. Meeting with Kate. Petruchio meets Kate for the first time, and their encounter is full of sharp, witty exchanges. Kate argues and speaks sharply to him, testing his patience, but Petruchio is clever and matches her boldness. He teases her, speaks humorously, and refuses to be intimidated by her temper. This act shows his intelligence, courage, and humor. He is not only brave enough to face Kate, but he also enjoys the challenge of dealing with her stubbornness. Act 3. The courtship and wedding. Tricks. After deciding to marry Kate, Petruchio begins the process of taming her. Even at their wedding, he behaves strangely. He wears ridiculous clothes and acts in ways that confuse everyone, including Kate. He refuses to let her eat or sleep properly, claiming that nothing is good enough until she obeys him. For example, he tells the servants that the food or clothes are not right, even if they seem fine. These tricks are part of his plan to test Kate's patience and teach her obedience in a clever way. Despite the harshness, Petruchio is never cruel. He uses humor and boldness to handle Kate's fiery personality. Act 4. Taming Kate. During the journey after the wedding, Petruchio takes Kate to his home, continuing his unusual methods. He insists that the sun is the moon if he says so, and forces Kate to agree with him. He denies her comfortable sleep and food, but always with the purpose of controlling her stubbornness. Kate struggles at first, showing anger, sarcasm, and clever defiance, but slowly she begins to adapt and cooperate. These moments reveal Petruchio's strategic thinking, patience, and wit, as he tests her while maintaining his humorous and confident personality. Act 5. The final scene and success. By the final act, Petruchio succeeds. Kate has learned to cooperate and speaks respectfully, delivering the famous speech about a wife's duty. Petruchio demonstrates his cleverness and control without being cruel, balancing Kate's strong personality with his boldness and humor. He also proves himself as patient, confident, and intelligent, able to handle challenges and turn them into a comedic and entertaining story. His relationship with Kate now shows a mix of respect, cleverness, and love. Overall description of Petruchio. Petruchio is daring, clever, witty, and confident. He is bold enough to marry a woman everyone fears, intelligent enough to manage her fiery nature, and humorous enough to make the audience laugh. Through his actions, he highlights the themes of marriage, control, cleverness, and gender roles. Petruchio is central to the play's comedy and drama, as he balances Kate's stubbornness with his strategic thinking, boldness, and playful humor, making him one of Shakespeare's most memorable and dynamic male characters.
In the city of Padua, Baptista Minola has 2 daughters, Katherina, Kate, and Bianca. Kate, the elder daughter, is stubborn, fiery, and sharp-tongued, so everyone fears her. Bianca, the younger daughter, is gentle, sweet, and obedient, admired by all the young men. Baptista declares that Bianca cannot marry until Kate is married, which causes frustration for both sisters and delays Bianca's love life. Kate angrily refuses to marry anyone, speaking her mind and showing her bold and independent nature. When Petruchio arrives in Padua, he hears about Kate and her temper. Unlike other men, he is not afraid of her fiery personality. He sees her as a challenge and decides to marry her. Petruchio is confident, clever, and humorous. When he meets Kate, they argue and exchange sharp, witty words, showing that both are bold and intelligent. Kate resists him at first, refusing to submit, but Petruchio uses clever tricks and patience to begin the process of taming. Her Petruchio behaves in strange and extreme ways to test Kate. He arrives late to the wedding, wears ridiculous clothes, and insists that food and sleep are not good enough until Kate obeys him. At first, Kate reacts with anger and sarcasm, but slowly she begins to adapt and cooperate, learning patience and respect. By the end of the play, Kate delivers a famous speech about a wife's duty, showing that she has become calmer and more obedient, though some think she is acting cleverly while still retaining her intelligence. Meanwhile, Bianca's story unfolds more quietly but cleverly. She falls in love with Lucentio, a young man who disguises himself as her tutor to get close to her. Bianca responds to him carefully, keeping her love secret from her father and other suitors like Hortensio. She is patient, gentle, and smart, navigating the rules set by her father without conflict. Eventually, her love for Lucentio is revealed, and she marries him, achieving happiness through wisdom, patience, and careful planning found throughout the play. The stories of Kate, Petruchio, and Bianca contrast sharply. Kate's journey is about strong will, resistance, and transformation. Petruchio's role is about cleverness, humor, and taming. and Bianca's path is about patience, obedience, and clever love. The three characters together create the comedy, drama, and romance that make the taming of the shrew memorable. Kate's fiery temper and Petruchio's boldness create laughter and tension, while Bianca's gentle intelligence balances the story with charm and romance. In the end, both sisters are married Kate and Bianca to Lucentio, and each story reflects different ways of handling love, marriage, and social expectations. Kate and Petruchio's marriage shows adaptation, patience, and mutual respect through cleverness, while Bianca and Lucentio's love shows gentle patience and careful planning. Together, their stories teach lessons about personality, relationships, and the complexities of human behavior, all while entertaining the audience with humor, wit, and romance.